Hi, it's me. So, this is not an official video. It's just me. I'm just saying happy birthday to me. I just had, like, the best birthday I've had in years. It was great. I went on a haunted hayride. If you can't tell, I had a few drinks. I don't drink either. Or, I haven't for years. But I went on a haunted hayride, and I don't know, it was just really great. It was like Shady Land or something. Never heard of it before. And at first it kind of sucked because it was like I had to drive, which originally I wasn't supposed to drive. And so then I could have a beer too, you know. But then I ended up having to drive because my friend's car was having some issues, which sucked because I had some beers in a cooler, one of those little tiny little insulated bag things. Just thought I would just chill for the night because I haven't drank in a long time. I haven't gone out in a long time. And it was just exciting. Anyway, and then I ended up having to drive, so I had to be sober. So as soon as we get there, I'm like, okay, chug some down, right? Of course, then we find out we have to go find an ATM, and the nearest gas station is like 20 miles away. And I'm like, what? Oh, ah. But luckily at the fire station, they had an ATM. So I didn't have to drive very far. So then while we're standing in line, which I knew we would end up standing in line, so I brought the beers with me regardless. I chugged 2 of them down. I had such a great time. My buddy Terry, she's been my best friend for a long time. One of my best friends for a long time. And oh my gosh. It was funny because when we went on the haunted hayride, I was apologizing. So I was sat at the very end where everybody else, that was like the row here. I'm sorry, I can't see it. The row here and then the row here. And then I sat in the middle at the very end. And I said, look, I'm Willy Wonka. You know, the part where he's on the boat and he's in the middle and he's like, is it raining? Is it snow? Yeah. It was funny because when I was saying that, all of a sudden one of those monsters jumped out and I was like, oh, snowing! Whoa, crap. But it was a lot of fun. But anyway, I was telling her son who came with us, I said, I think he said something about me drinking or whatever. And I said, dude, I used to be like this without alcohol. Like, this was me. And she started nodding her head, and she had this sad look on her face, and I was like, oh my gosh, you mean you remember that? And she's like, yeah, I remember my Jen, the way she used to be. Sorry. I really was. I was like the life of the party, and I didn't have to have anything. No alcohol, no drug, nothing. It was a lot of fun. Anyway, so we had a really good time. Actors really cool, everything. Like, oh my gosh, Optimus Prime chased us, dude. We're on this hayride, and all of a sudden, Optimus Prime appears out of nowhere with his flashing lights and doo-ah. It was scary. They did it a couple times with different vehicles, but the one that got me was Optimus Prime. Like, I was like, I hope somebody cute's driving that. Sorry. It's funny. I feel bad because, like, I know that if I was sober right now, I'd be like, no, I'm not leaving a video like this because I didn't get my makeup done or anything, which I'm not really a makeup person, but, you know, on camera especially, I guess, like, you have to have the makeup or you look blah. I'm sure I look very blah right now, and that's okay. I hope I post this before I sober up so I don't cower. Don't chicken out of doing it because, yeah, I need to step outside my shell. I really do. The real me is in there. Just needs to come out. Anyway, so, yeah, she was gonna fix my makeup up because she was gonna, like, update my dating site thing. And I was like, oh, that'd be fun. But then, like, her whole car thing happened. And I'm not a makeup person. She is. And I didn't want to ask her to, you know. Anyway. Back to the story. So, the haunted hayride was fun. A lot of fun. All the actors and everything. And this guy sitting next to me, this older fella, I called him Jeff, and he said, that's close enough. So I said, I'm sorry, Jeff. I'm just having a really great time on my birthday. It's not actually my birthday, by the way, but this was the day I was supposed to celebrate it, you know. And one, there's the gentle family celebration day, and then there's the not a not gentle, where you drink and you laugh and you have good times and you use words that you don't normally use, which I did. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I had a really good time. I was bummed that I had to drop everybody off, but I didn't feel like going home. So it's been many years since I went out and shot pool. If I start crying, sorry. I love pool. I love shooting pool. That reminds me of my pool table. I bought a pool table at one of those like restore places because I was so excited about having one because I've always wanted one. Of course, I never have the space, so I can't have one. But I wanted one, and I got one. And it's long story short, I don't have it anymore. For a good reason. For my sister. That's why. That's the real reason why. It's not. That makes it sound like it's her fault. It's not her fault. It was actually something that needed to go away anyway, but it was my sister. Anyway, I'm not going to ruin this video and start crying because I can already feel it now. Just long story short, I had a pool table. I don't now. And I really love playing pool. Like, I even have it online. Not online, but on my phone. I don't play online. I have it on my phone. I play the same game over and over and over again. Because I really like playing pool. Of course, by the way, one of the first things I realized tonight, I wasn't going to go to the bar. I wanted to, and I thought, no, it's late. It's 1:30. They're going to close in a half hour. It's dumb to go at 2 o'clock. They close at 2. But I drove past it, and I thought, you know what? I'm going to go. If nothing else, I have to go to the bathroom. So, hey, why not, right? So I went in, and I went up to the bar and got a drink, just because, don't want to ask for quarters and not, And I also gave her $1 tip. Haha to my ex there. I'm just saying I did tip at a bar. He used to get mad at me because I never would tip. Anyway, and he was right, I should. Anyway, so I went to go shoot a game of pool. And one of the first things I realized was it's not like when you play on your phone. Isn't that awful? Like, even the stick felt heavy. I'm sorry. I had to say that. Just because. Like, I'm standing here trying to be all cool and everything with all those people I do not know. And I had to, put up my quarters for the table, and it was just like... And then, like, I got lucky. Like, as soon as I put my quarters up, they're like, oh, you're already up. I'm like, oh, okay. So I played this guy, and he was good. And he would have beaten me had he not sunk his 8-ball. I have one on a technicality. Oh my gosh, Tyrone, can you believe it? Yeah, right. So then somebody else put quarters up and I played them. And again, they sunk on the 8-ball. So I won twice. I was like, oh, for my birthday, I won. And they're like, well, we're not going to contest you then. So I said, oh, I'm the uncontested person. I said, well, that's great for my birthday. I get to go home, the uncontested challenger, me. That's so cool. And then they also gave me a beer, which was really nice. Some guy was walking around with a bucket of unopened beer. So it was not opened. I'm not, yeah. I know there's bad things that can happen to people. So I had my amaretto and sour and a beer, and I went back and forth drinking them. I don't know why. Anyway, there were some really cool people though, because it was funny. I got birthday hugs from these people. This one guy looked at it. I can't. So My apologies. Maybe it was the alcohol. Most likely it was. I cannot remember if he asked me or if his friend asked me if he could give me a birthday hug. And I was like, yes, oh my gosh, like the first time in 7 years, which that's actually not true for the birthday hug, but something else. So we'll not go there because that's not even where I was going with. Yeah. Anyway, but like, it's like, yeah. And then all of a sudden, everybody on that side of the room all wanted like birthday hugs, and I was like, yes. This is so awesome. Like, I felt really special for, yeah, it was cool. And then I got to talking to the first guy who beat me. I started talking to his girlfriend, and she was wasted. Beautiful, but wasted. And she's one of those people, though, that can get wasted and not look wasted, except for the way they're slurring their words, like I probably am now. I'm not wasted, but I know I'm slurring my words, because it's been a long time since I've drank, so I'm sure it doesn't take much at all. But she's like, she maintained the whole beautiful face and everything, and she had these cat ears. And I was like, oh my gosh, I love your cat ears. And they blended perfectly with her hair. So they actually looked like she wasn't wearing cat ears, but like she actually had cat ears. Anyway, weird. But then, oh my gosh, then I noticed her necklace. She had this spider choker on. And I am freaked out by spiders, but I love spiders at the same time. It's kind of a love-hate relationship with them. If you ever hear about if you ever listen or read my main story, Do Pirates Dream, I think that's what the title's going to be, then you'll find out about a really cool spider. It's like my way of dealing with my fear of spiders is by actually befriending one in a way, forcefully. Anyway, more on that later. So, but her choker was really cool. And we got to talking, and I, after drinking, mentioned my story. I know she's not going to listen to it. I know she's probably going to be like, what? What's this on my phone? Whatever. But I started telling her about it because she, was like, oh my gosh, like, what did you mean? What are you talking about? So I told her. And I told her what it was about. She's like, oh, duh, what? But she was drunk and having a good time listening, right? So I was having a good time telling her. And I told her about it, and then I pulled it up. She put her phone in my hand, like, here, find it. And I'm like, okay. So I put it on in her hand. And she's like, oh, okay. And then she's asking me to do something. She's pulling it up on her phone, and she asked me to do something, and I pushed on a button, and I may have done this subconsciously, because I wanted to on purpose, meaning, I don't think I did, but I think I did, if you know what I mean. I pushed subscribe. So now she's subscribed, and she doesn't even know who I am. I don't even know what subscribing means, except for everybody always wants you to subscribe. So I think that's why it was important. Whatever. I know she's gonna wake up tomorrow and be like, "What the heck? Who is this girl? I don't want to hear her. Legal what?" And she's gonna unsubscribe, but that's okay. For a moment, for my birthday, I felt special, and I even told her that. I gave her a hug, and I said, "I know you're not gonna know who I am tomorrow, and you're gonna unsubscribe me and everything, and that's okay. For tonight, you made me feel really special. So thank you." And she said, "Oh, you're welcome." And she was drunk. She had, I don't know what the official name is, but it's blue cuss word. I don't know. But then I talked to her boyfriend. I guess it was her boyfriend. He was the guy who beat me first. Or technicality, beat first. And apparently there's a drink in the bar. That's how good he is, I think, at pool. That they actually named a drink after him called Sherman Avenue. Because his name's Sherman. So, I told him, he said, the next time you come in, have one of them. I said, I will. He said, well, come back and beat us again. Because, we're up for it. So I was like, yeah. And then I left. Well, I almost left. He came up and gave me a hug when I was leaving. And unfortunately, my earrings, they keep falling out for some reason. They're spider earrings, by the way. They keep falling out, fell out. So I had to do the embarrassing thing and come back in and get my earring, which I found right away because it's happened so many times. I just know what to look for now. And I found it right away on the little carpet right where I had stood next to him to give him a hug. And I got my earring and I went home. Wow. And here's the funniest thing of all. From the time that we left the maze, I actually need to use the restroom. It was one of those, oh my gosh, I really gotta go. And then I got to the bar and I suddenly did not have to go, which was a good thing because I didn't want to waste time, and that would have wasted time, being 1:30 already and they close at 2, which they actually closed 2:30. But so I got my 2 games of pool in. So that moral of our story, kids, is that if you like playing pool, if it's 1:30 in the morning and the place closes at 2, and you're thinking, I really want to play pool, I like playing pool, but is it really worth it? Yes, it is. Good night, y'all.